Heyo, people! You're watching the Amateur Pretzel, and as of recording, I had already gone on a little adventure. But it is the Monday after Easter, and I thought, how about I do something special? There's still time for that. So we're gonna save the Blackstone adventure, if I can call it that, for next time. And I'm going to build an empty tomb. Yes, I think I'm going to do that. So I've got, well, this stone wall behind me, next to this trail that I made a long time ago. And I also have all of these flowers, because on Bedrock Edition, if you put a flower on grass, you can bone meal it and then get a bunch of flowers. So I got a bunch of flowers. And I've also got grass and a little bit of this stuff to use. So, it's daytime, but it's snowing, but I'm just gonna deal with that because that's what I do when it's still snowing in April. Spring is coming. Spring is coming. See, there's a little bit of rain right there, if you can see it. Can you see it? Whatever. Here we go. Alright, the first thing I think I'm gonna do is to dig out a hole. I think I want the entrance to be this size, but I also want a place to stand outside of it, and a garden around it and stuff. And yeah, so I've been thinking a lot lately about what parts of Minecraft I'm good at, and I'm not quite sure. I mean, I like building, and I like trying to solve redstone problems, even though I don't know a lot about redstone. But I think terraforming might be it for me. Oh, this is my silk touch. Yeah, that's my silk touch. I don't know. You guys are gonna have to let me know what you think about my terraforming. But I think that comes the most naturally for me of all the things I've tried. Of course, you can't really compare me to the professionals, because I've been doing this for less than a year, I think. I don't know, I don't remember. But yeah, I'm just here to have fun, but I do like to know what I'm good at, because it's important to know yourself, you know? It's important to know what your strengths are, your weaknesses are, where you can improve at stuff, where I can get rid of stuff that I don't need to hold. Oh, the sky is cleared! Oh, that's beautiful after so much snow. Oh, yes. And the trees are turning green again. Oh, I mean, I love the white trees, but the green trees are awesome. They're just awesome. And this, not looking great right now, I gotta say. I think what I need is a gradual shift from this steep path into this flat space. So, alright, so I'm gonna make a bigger space than I need, and then after I'm done, I can reshape it into what I want. Oh, a problem that just occurred to me is the snow, because in Bedrock Edition, flowers can be snow logged, which means that snow can fall where flowers are and fill up that space, and if it happens enough times, the flower will be completely covered by snow. And unless I was doing it wrong, you can't salvage the flower just by punching the snow. It'll just destroy the flower as well. So if that happens to a flower that you want to keep, you have to actually put a torch or a light source next to it so that the snow melts away. And that's the only way you get to keep the flower, if it's been snow logged. Otherwise it'll just get swallowed up in a big block of snow. You know, one of the things I love about Easter is that it means we don't have to be perfect. And The reason I bring that up is it's kind of the whole purpose of my channel. Well, aside from practicing to talk and whatever. But let me see if I can put words to this in a coherent way. But in reality, it's physically impossible to be perfect. And if you think about it, recently we've had a couple movies from Disney and Pixar, Encanto and Turning Red, and a lot of people think that those movies are about like cultural stuff, or people think Turning Red is about puberty. I disagree. I think those movies are applicable to everyone, really. Not just if you're in that culture and you have that experience, or if you're a girl and you have that experience, but if you have people who set unrealistic expectations for you, then that is your experience. Even if, like me, that person is yourself. And that's where perfectionism comes from, is unrealistic expectations. And if you think about it, it's physically impossible to do everything perfectly. There's no way on earth that you can do everything perfectly all by yourself. That's what I love about Easter, is that it means I can just do my best, give what I can, and then the rest will be taken care of. If I do my part, which is the best that I can do, which is possible, it is possible for me to do my best, then the rest will be taken care of. And that's what I meant when I said that one of the purposes of my channel was to help people overcome perfectionism, is because perfectionism is imperfect. I mean, as I've been playing in this world, I've tried to do a lot of things thoroughly or perfectly. Well, not perfectly. I've tried to do things well. I've tried to do things that work, and I've put a lot of effort into what I can. That's because there's a difference between being perfectionistic and putting an effort into it. But sometimes that's a hard line to draw, you know? Sometimes it's hard to tell what's perfectionism and what's just doing what you can. One of the things that helps me with that is, in terms of this world, is the upload schedule. I mean, I'm not perfect with that, that's for sure, but having a deadline like that tells me that, hey, that project that you wanted to post about needs to be done by now. It doesn't have to be perfect by now, but it's got to be done, you know? So I've got to do what I can by that time frame, and if it's not perfect, it's not perfect. But yeah, those are the thoughts that I've been having as I dig out this corner, I guess. That effort part is the thing I have to remind myself about a lot. Let me put it this way, it's another thing to lower my standards. Rejecting perfectionism does require a bit of lowering expectations, but it's not like the kind where your standards are lowering. It's the kind where you're recognizing that expectation is unrealistic. And sometimes the expectation is realistic, and laziness is the problem. I also have problems with laziness. Perfectionism and laziness do not cohabit well. Okay. I think I'm going to be able to see this pretty well. Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't like it the way it is, but I like where it's going. And now that I say that, I like it. I Oh, okay. Okay. That's a little... This part is what I saw from down there. So maybe I want the tomb opening to be right here. Around, there we go. Like that. And then the garden will kind of have to be sloping if it's to meet up down there and be able to walk from any point down there. But yeah, what was I saying? I like where it's going. Yes. Yeah, you have to be willing to put in your best effort. And you have to know what your best effort is, which really just comes back to knowing yourself, you know? So think about that. What do you know about yourself? What do you know that you're good at? What do you know that you like to do? What do you enjoy? How are you with interacting with other people? Because that recently is a big issue. Because, I don't know, at least people in my generation aren't great at communicating, especially myself, which is part of why I started a channel where I talk to people on the internet who may or may not care what I have to say. I mean, if they don't care, they can just click off, that's fine. Yeah, but it's important to know what you're good at, what you like, what you dislike. It's also important to know how to perceive those things in other people. I'm not incredible at telling what people are good at, which is, I guess, somewhere I could improve. And that's another thing, being willing to improve yourself. Because none of us will ever be perfect as we are right now. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. And by that I don't mean we shouldn't stop what we're doing and try to postpone the result until we can get it perfect. No, what I mean is, because that's perfectionism, and perfectionism is imperfect, and that's part of that. No, what I mean is we have to be willing to grow and do what we can to change and to grow. Because there's always something we can learn. There's always something we can get better at. Alright, but I think I'm done rambling. And I also think I'm nearly done digging. So, all of this, I think I'll turn into grass, and that'll lead up to the opening. Okay, from here I'll be able to see not that. Okay, I think I need to raise it a couple blocks. Maybe I should make like a builder and take the bed with me. Alright, once I've figured out where the opening goes, it should be pretty simple to dig out the tomb and then bring the landscape up to meet it. Yeah, I think all around here should have access to just like walk onto it. But I think, yeah, right there is where I want the opening to be, because that can be seen from down below. Okay, yeah, I can see it if it's right here. So that will be where the stone comes down, the outcropping above the entrance. Alright, but I don't want it to come out this far. So, ooh, okay. This might work, Alright, I think I have the shape that I want. We've still got the nice slope of the mountain, and an overhang above the opening. And I even made a rock. You know, the stone that was rolled away. It's made out of cobblestone so that it stands out. We don't know whether the rock was round or not, so I just made it kind of a blob. And it's kind of lying on its side. But there it is. And inside, I'm just going to leave it like this. Yeah, because it doesn't need to be fancy. I mean, it was a rich guy's tomb, but it doesn't need to be fancy. The white bed's enough, I think, yeah. So, the outside, though, I want to make a garden. And I want to put enough torches so that the snow doesn't mess with the flowers. So, I'm going to use some moss carpets to hide torches. I don't know, like right here. Right here. Put a torch right there. Moss carpet on top of it. And then we can put flowers around it. We got poppies, we got cornflowers, we got lilies, and we got alliums. And another thing I could do is to like break this and hide a torch behind it, and then a flowering azalea right there to hide it. Nice. Very nice. And then we can put flowers around that as well. We can put, let's put the lilac right there because it's too tall. And put alliums. That's not an allium. There we go. That's neat. That's neat. I think it needs some more green though. All right. I think that looks a lot more like a garden with all the peonies and vague rose. Yeah, I think just a little bit more bone meal. Yeah, I think that's it. Oh, there's a dirt I need to put there. Okay. Now that's it. All right. Well, and with that, I've been the Amateur Pretzel. Thank you for hanging out, chilling, and watching with me. And I'll see you next time. And until then, stay hydrated. Bye.